All right, all right. Oh my gosh. There we go, man. Hold on, man. Let me pop the chat out, man. Let's get it right, man. Oh my lord. That's great though. That is great content. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. All right. Let's see if I can get it back on there. We'll start it again. I see I got audio. All right. We back at it again. All right. 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 Okay. Yo. Oh, hopefully I won't get a strike for this or a copyright claim or whatever.
No. We'll do it live!
All right, I'll just play that part. But anyways, back at it again. We back. And I just want to say. All right. All right, music, 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 ladies. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Yeah.
Oh, you mother.
Yo. What's going on, guys? All right. Heartfelt speech. It's good, you know, and thank you again. Thanks to Destructo. Thank you so much for the donation. I greatly appreciate it. Wow. So, man, in that little era right there explains everything about my YouTube channel. You know, long journey. So it's been a long one. And again, this right here doesn't mean that I accomplished this by myself, because I did not. What I want to do is clarify something and start off my streams. And if you are a person, you know, and you are wondering, you know, is he gonna ramble all the time? And if you ain't got time for this right here, if you want to come back to the main source, I will have chapters built into the video, so don't worry about that. But it's about saying this right here. Thank you. I would not have been able to reach this on my own. Clearly, the most important factor to getting 100K subscribers is paying your audience attention and bringing something that they can leave with. Not necessarily about, and this is something, a message to any new content creator, doesn't matter which platform you're on social media, or if you're not on social media. Being great at something is amazing, but it's a characteristic that not many of us have. It's like the 10% talent, 90% hard work, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. I have a natural care to teach and to learn as well, obviously. I'm not saying I'm the smartest person, but I'm not the dumbest person, you know, I don't think, at least. But it's greatly appreciated that a lot of you guys have stuck it out with me over the years. It's been 15 years. And as a great piece of advice to you, and for you to understand how you get here and why people like people, I know sometimes, again, you can be great at something and just people just totally love you. And I know a lot of us don't like to talk about the other side of it, which is the possibility. But in the possibilities, right now there are tons of people that have a camera. There are tons of people that have laptops. There's tons of people that can make beats. There's tons. Like, there's thousands, if not millions of people that can do this. And it's hard to separate yourself, but make sure that you have a tender care, because why I might have 100K subscribers, and thanks for reaching that milestone. I'll talk more about the reason why I didn't do any content yesterday. I believe the true reason why I got to this point was my natural care for what the audience cares about, and not necessarily what I care about. However, the things that I talk about, obviously, are things that I truly care, adore, and love. And I have a discipline and integrity and morals and ethics that isn't easy for the next person to do when you want to reflect with perception. or deflect with perception. And it's not about that. This whole 100K subscriber thing is bigger than me. It is, because it doesn't involve just me. It involves the fact that you guys choose my content, and I really appreciate it. And I think it's important that as you grow, that you understand that, you know, people don't make it in this world by themselves. They do need help. We all need help. This is an opportunistic world, true enough, and people do use people, but it's how you use people and what you do when you get help that makes the bigger picture. So I want you guys to understand that I greatly appreciate it, nonetheless. And with that being said, guys, one more time, man, greatly appreciate it. I'm not gonna, I am not about to cry, but let's go ahead and get this show started, okay? The sequence. What up, what up, what up, peoples? How's everybody doing? I'm about to give everybody in the chat shout out. Craig Patchett, I haven't seen you in a while, man. Thank you so much, man, for being a member. Thank you for everybody for joining the memberships and stuff like that too as well. D Bennett, what's going on? Viral Beast, what's good? Producer Noise, what's going on? Shy Divine, what is good? Weezo Raps, what's going on? Co AG Music, what is good? Destructo, what's good? Again, Craig Patchett, thank you so much. Darren Miller, thank you. Michael Washington, what's good? Is that Charles from 7 Productions? What's good? The Waginator? What's going on? Thank you so much. Hobby, what's good? Yeah, I love the Beatles. I'm not just a t-shirt buyer because of why, I don't know, type person. Stephen Jennings, what's good? Hold my beer, what's going on? A whole bunch of writing, says a lot. Vice, what's good? Timmy. Trenbo, what's good? Gavin Wood, thank you so much. Presshead, what's good? Island Rebel Entertainment, what's going on? Luke Burkett, what's good? Kenneth Green, what's going on? DNA Forever, what's good? Beat Dope Innovative, what's going on? Shamari, Nidra, thank you. Darius, what's good? Thank you so much. John Connor, what's good? All right, so today's content, man, it will be on this baby right here, which I have it over here too as well, and I think it might be a little messed up on there. Oh, well, it's not that bad. I'll fix it. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that right there. And yeah, we're gonna intake a couple of content here. For those who are wondering, I will have the timestamps built into this video, or chapters. I keep on saying timestamps. Don't worry about that. I'm old, guys. And that's what it will be. For those who don't know, also, I'm about to do some stuff over here. After the show, I will have some stuff for you guys. I meant to do it yesterday and the day before, but it slipped my mind. I was cleaning up and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm just giving shout outs, man, and thank you to everybody for being a part of my channel or whatnot. I greatly appreciate all the members and all of the subscribers, because without y'all guys, I wouldn't have made it this far, for sure. That's what it is. I can say it a billion times and I won't get tired of it. Links in the description box will have stuff for the MPC Studio, which we're going to talk about today, and I'm going to go through, you know, the beat making process from start to finish on it. Hopefully, it won't be any crazy stuff because I had my stuff knocked over. Yeah, so if you want to check me out on dj@mcree.net, and I have my social medias, my Spotify, my Instagram, my Twitter, SoundCloud. Ignore the Cash App thing. I just did it anyways, but and I don't really have my Facebook page together, but I'll start a new one. I'm probably gonna have to. It just makes sense. But more so, if you are into 808s or anything like that, I got a store. Of course, I got a whole bunch of sample packs and stuff like that made by multiple people. You know, you can see some of the new stuff right here, Shoshin and Vices, you know, for right now. And that's what we're gonna do. Let me go ahead and get some different music up in here. So, if you want to check out some free shit, I got tons of that. You know, I got some 808s that are pretty quaking. I love my 808 collection right here, Lower Chakra 808s. Yeah, I love it. Royalty free and all that other stuff. Not like I'm gonna copyright claim somebody for using 808s. I mean, holy shit, what type of person would I have to be? That would be like one of these.
Oh, hell no!
But,
oh, hell.
Okay. All right, so yeah, check that out. Also have fuck Reddit drum kits because that community is pretty toxic over there. But you know, much love to them. You know, if they want to keep promoting me, keep on promoting me, guys. I'll take it. But some people over there cool. Some people, I don't want to say that whole entire community is toxic. That's kind of unfair. You know, Young Beans, shout out to Young Beans. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the interview. Well, it'll be back online once all the copyright claim stuff is cleared for that. But, you know, you never know. Next Sunday, you know, I'll be doing the beat reviews. I'll probably be doing that at 7 p.m. So I need to go ahead and make sure that I make a mental note of that in the community tab. So if you are following this channel, if you subscribe to this channel, make sure you check in with the community tab. Today is the last day to get the Trapped and Nada drum kit. If you want some cool house stuff, soulful house stuff, I recommend this kit. It is free right now, but this kit will be free after the show. So yeah, and I love this kit to death. This is probably one of my last hip hop joints that I made. Other than that though, you know, this is the channel, dj@mcree.net. You can join and further support this channel for as low as $4.99. For as low as $4.99 a month. You can cancel at any time. You get loyalty badges. You see people in the chat right now that have their custom loyalty badges right by their name, and they progress as the longer that you go into the membership, of course. And then I have custom emotes like you see Viral Beats using, man, and shout out to him. And I also have a private Discord for all my members, so I can get to know you intimately and so forth. And if you tried to upgrade, if you want to upgrade, of course, that's very simple. Shirts, we got shirts on deck. I think I will bust out some of the new designs, seeing that all the other stuff has been done. I will have a Discord. In my private Discord, I will post some stuff so that you guys know where the progression is on the things that I've been working on, and that I ain't just been BSing and whatnot, because it's all about delivery here. And that's some of the things that I want to reflect upon this community is consistency, because consistency is going to win you over more so than someone that might be a little bit more talented than you, because usually people that are talented don't think that they have to work as hard as the person that's working harder that doesn't have as much talent. It's just factual stuff. But anyways, like I was saying, let's get into this part, and I'm gonna keep this short because I know with this piece right here, a lot of people are yeah. But this is the MPC Studio. For those who are curious about this, you know, and say, what is my opinions on this? Well, I have opinions, of course. I have a lot of opinions on the MPC Studio. It's a really good piece here. This is a prototype version. So yeah, it will look a little different, but the store version is this right here. So yeah, and I hate the way that damn camera barrel distorts. What the hell, $200 for camera barrel distortion when I gotta go, it looked like I got a GoPro, but it's supposed to be something else. But if this piece right here, it's a great entry level piece. It's a great collection piece. I wish they had this in gray. So Zounds.com, AKAI, whomever, I would look into customizing this into like a special gray color, maybe even the classic AKAI blue color, because like the MPK, what really sells the MPK is the multiple colors. It's really cool. The price point on this is $269. So this is a great entry level. So you can get more so of the MPC workflow. It does take a lot off of what you would do on the screen, which you'll see in a second. But other than that, really good piece meant for entry level. I think the thing that people say about this as far as it's a very misunderstood controller. And I think it has a lot to do with the history of AKAI being mostly quote unquote standalone, or just a hardware piece that, you know, powers other hardware pieces in terms of sequencing and MIDI. So, you know, when you look at something like this and you're someone that owns a AKAI MPC Live 2 or MPC ONE or an MPC X, you look at it as if, man, why are they doing this? And the reason is this right here. If I get back into AKAI's past when it comes to this controller stuff, obviously when they left the standalone world to get more on with the times because of a company called Native Instruments, when they dropped the machine, and it had a similar kind of workflow to where it was hybrid. You know, it was a controller, but you know, you got to work with the interface, and you had kind of like that almost standalone workflow. Okay, and it was a bit problematic when the Renaissance came around, you know, because people wanted a new MPC that could possibly do both. Well, now we fast forwarded and we got the MPC Live 2, the MPC ONE, the MPC X, etc., etc. We have these units out here, and now it kind of demystified a certain area. If you look at it from a standpoint of someone that owns those units, the workflow is very different. It's very different, but a lot of it's the same. But if you're looking at it as a person that is new to the MPC workflow because of things like in 2020, we all know the MPC software was a beginner version, or I guess like an entry version of the MPC software. And by the way, guys, the difference between the MPC software and the MPC software, the MPC software has only 8 tracks, okay? And the MPC software does not have those limitations, okay? But yeah, it's not hard to mix them. I don't need 8 tracks or more most of the time, but it does come in handy when you want to separate tracks, but we'll get more into that. So if we look at it from the standpoint that they have the controllers, because the new standalone gear, the Live 2, the ONE, the X, the Live, they all can be used as a MIDI controller to the MPC software, which had to be demystified by multiple people. So it was a no-brainer. If we look at the way that AKAI has moved over the years, or as other DAW companies have moved, by the way, I ain't mean AKAI, but they have free software. But if we look at just FL Studio's low-end software is 99 bucks. Their free software is free. You can use everything in it, but you cannot save certain things, of course. So it has a pretty nasty limitation in that regard. The Ableton Live, they have a limited version of Ableton Live or Ableton. You know, they have the Live Lite, then Live Intro. Okay, thank you, Gary Smith, for that. Yeah, 8 versus 128. So it made sense for them to kind of find a middle ground here. However, what makes you buying an MPC Studio so special is you get the MPC software and you get exclusive, and I wish they will release some of them, like the UK Garage kit. Make that a big thing, because that would be dope. But yeah, that would be great if they release some of that stuff. But yeah, you get exclusive expansions, and all the MPC full expansions work with the MPC software, or the MPC software, by the way, because people keep asking me that question, and I've answered it in videos. And also, otherwise, everything I'm gonna do in this video, I have broken down before, but it will be done with this right here, this unit, okay?
I'm broke, nigga, I'm broke!
Can I email you the link to my fully portable Studio 2 setup that costs less than the Live 2? For you to check out at your leisure when you have the time.
Yeah, that's not a problem, man. Just do that, and I'll check it out and respond. But yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this today. I'm gonna try to record this so I can do a shorter content. It's not gonna be that short, but it'll be kind of like my other guides, and then I'll just edit all the fuck ups and stuff like that. So, including the cursing, because I do curse. We do a lot.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
So, yeah, the slide, yeah, that is a thing, right? I should. This is probably the most complicated part of it. One thing I had, I guess I would say as a con, but I see where they're going with it. They put the strip on here. The touch strip could do a multitude of things. There are certain things that are a little more complicated to use, like the Q links, and I totally forgot like how to use it. But we'll figure it out as time goes past, you know. And also I'm using the software, so you can get familiar with it, with that too. And last but not least, of course, I will do a whole video, a whole live stream, and a whole video of no controller at all, just to show you where the MPC software, the B software, and the regular software sit without any MIDI controller at all, or the MPC Live X1. And you'll be surprised at what you can do with the QWERTY keyboard. But yeah, I think it's about that time. I'm not gonna really BS y'all. 21 minutes in. Again, greatly appreciate everybody for joining in. We got about what? Let me move this out there. We got about 99 people watching right now. 41 likes, man. Hit the like button if you like this content. I know people don't like the like begging, but at the same time, man, if I don't tell people or say anything, it's less likely people will like it, and that does affect the overall usefulness of these type of live streams, by the way. And if you want me to, continue to grow, and you want to continue to learn, support it, and it's free. I hate that. It's so cheesy. God damn it. It just makes me feel like this. But anyways, thanks to everybody that's in the chat, man. Thank you, chat members. We're about to get to it. I want to do some adjustments to this camera real quick because it looks a little too bright. Yeah, it's a little too bright. I can see noise, but it's. But yeah, I'm gonna do some adjustments, and we'll get to it. Get this camera going. Get the camera going.
I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke.
What email should I send the link to?
You can send it here. I'll just type it in the chat. People, do not spam me at this email. I do not like my email to be spammed. I got a lot of stuff going on right about now. That doesn't look too bad. I wanted to match my skin. Match my skin tones. But anyways, yeah, we good. So we're gonna get to it. Belly and all that. Boop. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and load up, do step number 1, which is load up the MPC software. And if you have any questions or anything like that, and I don't answer them while I'm doing the whole entire presentation, so please hold all questions until the end of the presentation. That way I can just get through the stuff, and I'm gonna stutter, and it's not gonna be perfect. I'm not perfect. Again, my vernacular isn't the best. I'm not the most articulate, and I'm not the most intelligent. I'm just a human being. As long as you can understand that, we're gonna have a damn good show. So let's go ahead and do that. So, all right. Let's see. Just move this stuff out the way real quick. I hate this damn software. It's always popping up. If we experience any crashing of any sort, don't worry about it. It happens. Nothing is perfect. All right, so I guess I gotta go into preferences. Mic check. Okay, cool beans. And yeah. Perk Dog in the building. Wagger. Structo. Hey. All right. So, now that we have this stuff established here, it should be all right. If I drop frames or anything during the recording, I will abandon the recording. So just know that. Here we go. All right, all right, all right, all right. So what's going on, peoples? DJ Av here, and what we're gonna do today is we're gonna check out something. We're gonna check out the MPC Studio. I gotta cover that up because it's not supposed to be shown or whatnot. This is the prototype version. Obviously, I have it right here, and this is how it looks like. The MPC Studio is a entry-level MIDI controller. Just in case you might be curious about the MPC software that is right in front of us right now. So the MPC software does come with it. So that is the biggest dope thing about the MPC Studio versus like the MPK Mini Mark III that came out last year. What I'm going to do is show you some things on the screen that will help you out during your process. So let that be known. I'm going to go ahead and adjust myself real quick. Okay. Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. All right. A little camera malfunction. That always happens. So there are a couple of things that I want to show you guys when it comes to the MPC software so you can get familiar. And everything that I'm going to talk about in this video, in this live stream, will be relevant to the MPC Beat software, which is free. The link's in the description box, just in case you want to know. If you're thinking about getting the MPC Studio, please use the links in the description box because they are affiliate links that help support this channel at no additional cost. So the first thing we need to establish is this UI, because it could be confusing. Right now, we are on the home screen, which is equivalent to the main button on the MPC Live XR1, where you have different sequences in which you can set the BPM right here. We'll get into that, or right here. So if I was to, let's go ahead and set this to about, I need this to be all the way. Let's go 100. We're gonna try and do another beat. Let me see here. I'm all the way off on this. Give it a boom. It should be a little louder now, and I'm gonna do myself a favor and turn it down here. All right, so this is the primer for the MPC Studio, the MPC Studio 2, by the way, because this is the second iteration of this unit right here. What makes this unit so special is that it does come with the full version of the MPC software. So that way you don't have to worry about just trying to guess if you got the Beat software or the full version. The Beat software is in the description box. It is free, just in case you want to know. And that's something I want to let you know. And if you do purchase this right here, again, by the way, it does help support this channel at no additional cost to you. So with that being said, let's talk more so about this UI. So this UI has this home button right here. It has a track view. It has a program edit view, which we'll get more into that because most people will want to learn about what a program is. A sample edit menu or window and pad window icon. You have your channel mixer for mixing your channels. You have a sampler, you have a looper, and then you have track mutes. And then if you touch down on this right here, which is a drop down menu, you get more options too as well, like pad mutes and even song mode, which we'll talk about a little later in this video. Right now we need to go on this home screen because we need to learn more about the home screen. So starting with the left side of the screen, you have your sequence in which you can enter in the BPM, you can enter in the bars. You have this loop function. If you turn it off, that means it will not loop, by the way. And then you have your tracks, which, you know, I'm going to start off by telling you that you should name your tracks off top. I'm going to start with drums anyways, like I always do. That's just my cup of tea. You have your programs. Now, there are 6 different types of programs. You have your drum program by default. It is on that. You have your key group program. You have a plug-in program. You also have a MIDI program and clip program and a CV program. So from those programs or from the track, you can add effects with this insert area. And you also can turn up that particular program that you're in and choose the outputs. Speaking of which, that is very important. So the main thing that people have an issue with when they are using the MPC software or the beat software is this right here. So this window right here is the hamburger menu. So someone told me that you can right click on it. I just right clicked on it, didn't get much of anything. But if you left click on it, you get different options like new project, loading projects, recent projects, saving projects, saving projects as, saving all programs, saving current program, save current sequence, and so forth. And you can export your sequences and so forth and the track to a 2-track audio file. The next thing I want to show you is the transport, which is important, where you have metronome. If you turn it on right here, you'll see that the metronome will be on. So if I was to hit the play button, you hear a metronome. You can turn it off, you hear nothing. You also can change the volume and so forth. You also have TC, which is time correct, and time correct equals quantize in other DAWs, but they use time correct. You can also swing the track, by the way, if you want to do some funky stuff, in which I do. So I'm going to go ahead and move the swing to like 61%. And then you have your bars, beats, and ticks, which correlate to when you play this. So I have 4 bars. It will count those bars in that time. 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. Boom. So that's what that means. You also have tap tempo, so you can tap in the tempo, and this comes in handy when you want to find the tempo of a sample that you don't know. However, most loops that are fixated with even numbers like 1, 2, 4, 8, and etc., you will find that you don't need tap tempo as long as they have been cut in that manner, okay? You have a overall sequence thing where if you lock it to the master sequence, it will go to 120. I think if you use enter the number here, that all the future sequences that you use will end up being at that same BPM. I could be wrong. So don't quote me on that. Don't at me. So I'm going to go ahead and type in, whatever. I'm going to go ahead and type that in. Just go back. This right here is your record button. You also have an overdub button, which I will get more into a little later. Punch in, which I've never used that function, and retrospective record, which only functions when I do something on the pads of this unit right here or the MPC Live X01. So this is the MPC Studio 2 right here. All right. You have stop, play, and then play start. So the difference between play and play start, if you had the playhead right here, which is not at the very beginning, I press play, guess what? It'll continue to play. Now, if I hit play start, it'll play from the beginning every time. And you need to get into the habit of pressing record and play start, even though the play button right here is activated and warning you that you're about to record. Or just hit the space bar. The space bar will do play start from the beginning. And you see that when I hover over any other parameters, it tells you what it basically is in the shortcut respectively. Now, the next part of this, I want to show you as far as this UI, you have a way to turn this down, which is helpful for me because that way, live streams like this that are extremely loud, it finds a means of me being able to balance it. However, this is only for the DAW, is not for the output, okay? So be mindful of that. So if you want to lower the volume of the master itself, output 1 and 2 is mine. It'll be different on yours possibly. And you can just lower the beat right there. And one of the things I wish it did was if you double click on that parameter, that would reset it, but no, it does not. AKAI, get on that. Right here, you'll see this menu in which you can close this out by going to the bottom right part of the screen. And you can see that now I have full access to the MPC software where I can have a bigger grid, because this is the grid right here. And this is where all your MIDI events go. So for all those who don't know, events is what the MIDI files were called back in the day, but now they call this area the piano roll in MIDI. But you know, AKAI did it first. Anywho, you have different areas where you can set stuff. You can provide feedback from the bottom. We're talking about the bottom right of the screen. You can provide feedback. You can do MIDI learn. If you provide feedback, I recommend that you do it nicely. If you really want things to change, you have MIDI learn, where you can set up your MIDI controllers just in case you have MIDI controllers. More about that in a second. And then you have project info. So you can set up your project info, and then you can have a big pool of all the samples that you have used. You have project notes, which I recommend if you're going to do a song, and it does affect the metadata. So that is a good thing to use. An undo history, just in case you do something crazy and you want to go all the way back to a certain part. You have the expansion window if you have any MPC expansions. If you download and install all the stuff that comes with your MPC Studio, you will have some expansions. I have most of the expansions because I bought them. You also have a way to see the expansion browser just by itself if you want to do it that way. And also you have the file browser just in case you want to go and look for any samples. It does make sense to talk about this top right side too as well, because you have projects, sequences, programs, presets, and samples, and then you can look at all the files in that respective folder. So, you know, just in case you see nothing but samples, you don't see any programs, you should always check up here and see where you're at, okay? So what I'm gonna do is go ahead into the expansion window, because I'm gonna use nothing but expansions that come with the MPC by default. So don't worry about that. And then we'll get back into it. So the next thing, and this is all beginner stuff, but it's important that everybody knows this. Again, you go over here to this hamburger menu, and the first thing we want to do is make sure that everything is set up. So we have over here in edit, you have preferences. It's a little different looking on the Apple computers. The MPC software is a little different, but you'll find the same options too. So the first thing that we're in is audio device. So you would select the audio device. For me, I use ASIO because it has low latency. The device I'm using is the FL Studio audio drivers, and the sample rate right now is at 44.1 kilohertz. Don't worry about any of this stuff, but I would worry about audio buffer size. And right now, the latency is 11.6 milliseconds. That's good enough for music production, believe it or not. There's also other options too. Just in case your MIDI controller doesn't work, you should go into MIDI and sync and see if your MIDI controllers are selected. So in hindsight of this, you see the Microsoft GS Wavetable Sim. If that was like your MIDI controller or something like that, then you would want to click it, you know, so you can send MIDI out or MIDI in. So that's what that means. And if you have like a master controller, or you want to sync stuff in there, you would select that as the master, okay? So that's one thing about that. All this other stuff I wouldn't really worry about right now, but you can sync up stuff or use MIDI gear with the MPC Studio right here, because it does have this on the back of it. It has this, so, and you can plug it up via USB Type B to Type A, and that's how it works. It comes with provided stuff. And then you have your 1/4 inch or 3.5, or if you want to call it, I mean, not 1/4 inch, but 1/8 inch. You have 1/8 inch adapters that come with this that will allow you to hook up MIDI controllers to it. And then we'll talk more about that a little later. Okay. So with that being said, you can move on to another area where you have plugins. Now I have a whole entire playlist on how to set up or to install VST plugins on the MPC Live X01, or not the MPC Live X01. So I do have a whole entire video about how to install VST plugins in the MPC Beats and the MPC software. Both that one video does work for both software, so it doesn't matter. And you can scan them in at your leisure. You just have to assign them to as well. So, and then you have the sequencer, but other than that, there is another option, project defaults, that I would look at. So the default tempo on mine is 120. You can set it up to whatever style of music that you want. You also can set up the amount of bars that you want to as well. Right now it's at 4 bars. I will adjust that later. And then you also can set up your default plugin, which for me is Syntronic 2 CS, which I think today is the last day you can download Syntronic 2 CS for free. So that take care of like the main screen altogether for right now until we get to other parts, okay? So let's talk about it. Let's go ahead and get into using the MPC Studio. So the first thing I want to do, and the easiest thing to do right now, is to pick out some sounds. So I have some default sounds here. You can select something. I'm going to go ahead and select Nightlife again. We're going to mess with some house music. I like that. So I like that. I'm going to double click on that, and then that will be in my samples. So you'll see the samples right over here, the projects over here, and all the stuff that you want. So that will be all that I need for right now. So what we're going to do is go to the left side of the screen and select the Future Garage kit, which comes with the MPC Studio. You can also do that on the MPC Studio itself. However, I'm just going to go ahead and do it on the screen. But so we have that. Let's see if it actually works on the MPC Studio. Let's test out the pads real quick. All right, so everything is working fine. So the first thing I'm going to do with the MPC Studio, how do you record a beat? Well, it's pretty simple. You would just hit record and play start. Ooh, shoot, that BPM is crazy. Well, as a matter of fact, let's lower the BPM a little bit. All right, there we go. Let's hear a count. All right, I like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and record that real quick. Press record, play start. Whoa, really? So one thing I need to do is set the metronome on because I need to know the timing. Funny enough, if I did mess up or whatever, I can just press record and play start, and it will just record over all the stuff I did previously. Whoa, why is it? What in the heck? I'm not hearing nothing. It doesn't matter to me. God damn it. I really hate when this does this. Let's go into, so if you have this issue right here, what I'm doing right now, what it's not doing is recording, having the metronome on while I'm recording. So let me go ahead and do that. I want my metronome options. Where's my metronome? It's not in time correct. I think it might be in here. No, record, export. Boop. Yeah, it is I know it's a metronome. I like it when people come into my chat and just try to tell me what what I know and what I don't know. Like, what the hell? But what it's not doing is it's not staying on, and that is annoying. Wah, wah, wah. That's what happens. That is what happens. Ooh. Matter of fact, where is the metronome? It should be time correct, transpose. It should be on the Q links, because when I mess with it on my live too, time correct is on, turn it on and off there. No, it should be a metronome thingy. Wah, 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 wah. No, I pressed the button. It's on right now. See, it's not on when I record. See, watch. And then when I turn it off and now I record, it's not on. Oh, now it wants to be. You motherfucker. Oh, you motherfucker.
Oh, you motherfuckers. Okay.
Yeah, I just like to. Anyways, back at it. Let's go. All right. Oh, it didn't stick to it. But as you can see, it did some time correction. You can change the time correction on the studio right here. This is the button that you would use, which is the time correct button. And you can turn it on and off. You can also configure it by pressing Shift, config, and it shows up on the screen right here. The screen is like mad tiny, and you can change the time correct. Okay. But anyways, I'm good with that. TC off, TC on. But yeah, that's what that's why it is perfectly timed, even though I'm not playing on time. Oh, you fucker. There we go. And after 5 million tries, we have created a beat. Now, what if I want that? Now, what if I want that to be longer? There's a quick little shortcut that you can do on the hamburger menu. Let's go over here to edit, and then we're gonna go into sequence over here, and you'll see half length, double length. So I'm gonna double the length, and now when we look at the grid, and I scroll by using 2-finger gestures on the keyboard or whatever you want to, however you do that. You can use this right here, by the way, to navigate it, but I'm a gesture type person. But anyways. Oh no, there's no shame in doing one pad at a time. Matter of fact, I recommend that than trying to go gun ho with the MPC Studio, okay, or any groove box. If you're a one step at a time type person, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Don't let it hurt your feelings. But anyways, so we have this drum line here. Now, what I want to talk to you about, yes, oh for sure, UK style, for sure. We're doing garage again today, baby. But so I want to point your attention to this right here. So right now we're on the drum program. Now let's say that I want to adjust something over here. I want to go to the top left side of the screen and go to program edit, and I'm gonna hit the snare. Now we're in the what is called program edit menu, where you can change a whole bunch of stuff. So what I want to do, I like that snare, but I do not like one thing about that snare, and that is the pitch. So you can adjust the pitch of any sound that you want. Like if I go over here, that's the kick. Let's say I want to make that kick lower. Yeah. And give it some girth. I can change everything over there. Also, you have access to the amplitude too as well, in which you can change, you know, maybe that snare isn't hitting the way you want, then you can adjust that too. Like you can adjust it on the screen, you can adjust it whatever. And then you can also adjust the filters and all that stuff right there. So that's all I'm gonna get into here. That's a little too deep for a beginner's guide. And that's how it works. Anyways, you can also change to like program mode right here. And you can change the different cue links right there. You can also do it on the studio. Not a huge fan of that, but it is what it is. So if we go into screen mode, you see that you can adjust different things over here. And that's the master. So I'm just gonna go back to the project. Boom. Or actually, no, let's go back to the program. Or rather, screen. Okay. It's not flat. The reason why it's flashing is because of the exposure. I have a lower exposure in here, and that's why it's flashing like this. It doesn't flash like that normally. No, it doesn't. Like if I do that in the living room, it will show, ooh, belly. Ooh, get in my belly. But yeah, so it just does that naturally because of the camera I'm using, and I'm using a cheap one at that. Whoop. A little gassy. All right, drum line. So I have something a little different. Now, the next thing I want to go ahead and do is, since we're done with the drum line, we're going to move on to another program or another track. So I'm going to select this second one, which is unused. I'm going to title this E-Pianos. I'm just going to type that in. It's important that you do that. And we're going to select a plugin. Now my default plugin is the Syntronic 2, but you can select any plugin that you want. But what I will do is select the Air Music Technology stuff and select electric because I want an electric piano. I named it E-Piano. So now that we're on here, we can go back. I'm going to go back to home. Let's go back to home mode. And you'll be presented with a couple of things. You see, I'm pressing on the pads and they are in C major. So this is C major scale. So the red means this right here. The red means are the octaves. Okay. But what I want essentially is chords. So just going through it, you have chromatic mode where you can play all the notes in between it. And if you touch the yellow pass, that's the pass in the scale. And these are not in scale to the C major scale. All right. The next mode is this right here. That is chorus mode. And you can play them on your pads. Coincidentally, and just a tip to the trade, if you don't want to get the studio, you want to try the MPC software. This is something that's pretty cool too, and hopefully I won't mess up anything. If you pay attention to the top right side of the screen, you see that it says keys MIDI. If you select that, and you can go to keys pads, and what I'm going to show you is this right here. You can actually play the pads, which are correlated to these buttons right here. You see it? Oops. Oopsies. I might have to, all right, so let me play it right here. So you don't necessarily need a MIDI controller or anything like that if you want to get into the MPC software or the MPC Beat software, which is free. Just let that be known, okay? And it's cool. However, I'm just gonna go ahead and get back out of that. Boop. There we go. These chords are trash. Though they are essential chords to music, I want something more or less with the progressions. So I'm gonna forepass the chromatic chords because that just has all the chords in there, and go to progressions. And how do they sound? Let's say I want to turn up the octave. You can turn up the octave by going to octave and going and playing with it. So you also, default chords that come with these are pretty damn good, honestly. But right now you're hearing custom chords. You're hearing custom chords that a friend of mine by the name of Musician Paradise created. However, you can use different chord sets. You have house chords that sound like this. All right. So let's say we like those, like this progression right here. Let's record that in. Just hit record and go. Of course, I'm an idiot because I just realized that I just set it to 8 bars. I don't think I need that. I don't think I need that many bars. So let's go ahead and I can keep what I did, but I need to go to like 4 bars. Ooh, 4 bars. All right, let's hear that now. Now I noticed that those chords are nice and loud, but I don't want it to be that loud. So what I'm going to do is turn down the volume. So pay attention to where the cursor is at the left side of the screen, and you'll see me turn down the volume. So that's how you would turn down the volume of that particular program that you have selected. Okay, so let's hear it. I'm going to just slightly turn it up. All right, now the next thing I want to do is show you this right here. So what I'm going to do is just make the studio go away for a second, and we're going to select something else. We're going to go back into Program Edit. Let's go into Program Edit, and now you see the respected plugin. I believe you can access all the MPC plugins this way too as well, but you will have to stretch it out just in case you don't want to go into Program Edit. And I'm just going to show you this as a primer. But there are 2 ways to do everything in this damn DAW. More than enough. So what I want to do is I want to affect the distance because I want it to be smoother on this plugin right in front of us. All right. I guess that's the biggest it can get. But anyway, let's hear it. I want it to be a little smoother, and we'll raise the volume a little bit. Turn on and you know, I like everything that goes on. Also, you have the choice to where you see I have it highlighted, the up menu or the up icon. You have switch to do not keep on the top, or you can switch to keep it on the top. I'm gonna just turn it off right now. But yeah, yes, you can. For those who are wondering, if you want, you can edit your stuff. So let's go over here to the grid, since we have some good stuff over here at the grid. If I wanted to delete something, I could delete it. And I also can bring it back by pressing Control Z. You can also hit the undo button as well on your, you can hit the undo button right here or the redo button. So I can redo what I just did, or I can undo it on the MPC Studio. You can also select a few. If you want to select something and move it, you can. So I want to move that, I can. And then I could also undo it if I don't. It's pretty simple. And if I want to draw some more stuff in there, I can too as well. Perhaps maybe not that aggressive, but I can draw in a MIDI note and extend it. So I don't want that anyways. So let's undo that again. Okay, cool. You have an undo button right here. You have the redo right here, just in case you don't know where the undo and redo is at. It's right here. It's located right here, okay? All right. So the next thing we want to do, and I think that will cover some of the intricate stuff. The next thing we want to do is go to another track. We select that, and we're going to title this track the bass track. Boom. All right. So we have the bass track here, and we're going to select a new program. But instead of pressing or selecting a new program, because remember, we just use this right here and it's in effect, we want a new program. So we'll hit this plus sign. Hitting that plus sign will bring up a new plugin. That's my default plugin for right now. And we're going to use one of my favorite stock plugins. By the way, I'm doing with all stock shit. Hype Synth. Hype Synth can be accessed either by pressing this right here at the top left side of the screen, Program Edit, and you can use it here, or it can be on the home screen if you want to stay on the home screen and access it here. Okay? So what I want to do is select a preset. I'm going to go ahead and select one of the cooler presets that I like inside of here, which it's called Basic House Bass. Now let's go ahead, and I want to bring your attention to something else. So remember, for right now, this is the music theory at hand. So I selected this progression from the MPC, and it is the classic house progression. And it has a G minor seventh. But if you remember, I started off with a major, okay? I started off with an A major seventh, okay? And then I played a C minor seventh, all the way up to a C7. Okay, so that's a major right here, C7, A B major 7, and then we have a C minor 7. Now, if you look at it for what it is, an A flat, and I hope I was been saying A flat, not A major, A flat major. The A flat. Let me go ahead and repeat. So I played this progression right here, which is. It's going to play on here and it's going to sound stupid, but either way. So I played this progression. All right, that's the progression I played. But if we take a deeper look at it, a G sharp is a flat, I believe. Yeah, A flat, G sharp. Yeah, G sharp is, yes. So if I want to, I don't know, put in a bass line, it's pretty simple to put in the bass line here. Like to put in the bass line. Thank you for the sub. I'm gonna let that. Anywho, so you can put in the bass line by using simple notes. So I got an A flat major. Let's go ahead and select the C and let's play it. It's kind of like a remix to what I did the other day. So I'm in note mode right now, and it will work. It will work. Let's just test it out. So, you know, after testing it out, it kind of works with it. So I could drop the octave. Let's see if I can work with that. What I'm going to do, instead of just working with TC, I will turn TC off. So TC is off, and I'll have like floating notes because I kind of like it to be a little behind, not on time. We're not robots, okay? Buttons are flashing like this right here because of the simple fact that I'm recording. It's the camera. It's not the lights itself. The lights aren't like that. Okay. I don't know why people keep asking me that. I don't know if it's a troll or not. I don't like that octave, so I'm gonna go up an octave, and we'll work with that sound too, because sound design is key too, right? So record, play start, so record everything. Oh, messed up. Oh. I like that one. It's a little behind. I'll do that again. All right, so I like that. I'm cool with everything that's going on so far. But what I want to do is take it up a step a little bit, just a little step here, and we're gonna mess with some of the sounds inside of this right here. So we're messing with the bass, and if you want to mess with like something like Hype Synth or any other plugin or whatnot, you can tweak a few things and you can get a whole bunch out of it. So navigating it, Hype Synth, it has a lot of stuff going on, but what I'm gonna do is just make some minor adjustments to like maybe the drive. So let's go ahead and hear that. Perhaps I want to mess with like the you can get the MPC Studio anywhere. You can get it from Amazon. All the links are in the description box. If you ask me that question, you'll be good to go. I want to mess with bend time because bend time is actually pretty cool. I like that. It's cool. I'm not gonna go any further than that. It's not about the deep dive. So from here, we have a whole bunch of other things that we can do. The next main thing we'll do is just go over here to the track. You can also do that on the studio too. So if you want to go to select a track, you would hit this button right over here. So that is this button. It's the track button. And you can select the next track, and it says unused. And then we'll go into program select. And let's say, you know, we already like that bass. We want a new program. So let's go ahead and hit a different program over here. So let's hit that. Boom. And now we have a new program. And let's go with Hype Synth again, since it's a stock plugin. And we're going to select something different here. Let's go and grab some strings. Let's see if we can get some cool strings. And then we'll go back to the progression and play just like something simple, but something that will highlight it. Choir strings. What does that sound like? All right, let's go and select the progression again. And it's back to classic house, of course. Now let's adjust the loudness of that sound. I like that. Make sure that you check and see if that's the right octave that you want. And if it's not, we can fix that later, and I'll do that. So let's record that in there. Matter of fact, I do want, well, no, I don't care. You can turn TC back on if you want, but I don't need it. All right, so we have that. Maybe I'm not a fan of the pitch of it. Now, there are two ways to do it, but I'll just show you the easiest way to do it if you want to adjust it. So you need to get the selection tool on deck, and pay attention. Thank you for the sub. Since we have that, we have everything. We're just paying attention to the root key. The root key is C2. And we're going to drop it down 1. So I just press Control A. If you press Control plus A at the same time, it will highlight just like it would in any other program, like any software. And now let's hear it. So we like that. I like that right there. So let's move on to another track. So I'm gonna go to track number 5. You can press the track select. You can press the track. Fuck me, man.
No. We'll do it live. Fuck it.
You can press the track select button on the MPC Studio, but yeah. I'm just gonna go ahead and select the next track, and it's already on track number 5. It's unused. And I will pull up another program. So hit that plus sign. Otherwise, you're going to be upset at yourself. I'm going to name this track ARP. And we're going to do a quick ARP. Okay. So this is a little tricky. This part is a little tricky for a few reasons. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and select another plugin. So I'm going to go back to Hype Synth because that is my baby. Select it, and now here's where the crazy part comes in. So arpeggiation, yes, it's a thing. You can do it on here. The shortcut for it is Control-Shift-Alt-A. Holy shit. But you can go into the hamburger menu and select tools and get the arpeggiator. From here, You can turn it on. It'll be on. It should be. That's not the sound I want. And you can choose between different time divisions. Let's get a better sound though before we do that. And I'll remember if I can, I'll see if I can remember the shortcut, which I won't. I don't. I already forgot it. So I'm gonna go ahead and select the sound. Let's select a sound. There, pianos. The pianos are really dope in here. They are really dope. So let's go ahead and select that. All right, let's go back into tools. We'll keep that plugin on the screen for right now. Let's go back into tools, arpeggiator, boom. And let's move this over so we can see it clearly. You can move it out the way. And you can select different octaves. You can go octave 1, octave 2, octave 3 with it. So it's a little wild. And I'm gonna turn down the swing of it. You can change the variations too. I'm not gonna go through all that, but yeah, I just want to let you know that you can do some pretty creative stuff with this. And then we'll change the patch as it goes. All right, so let's record that in. All right, record, play start. Oops, messed up. Let's do that one more time. So that's the sound that we have right now. Let's go ahead and select a different sound. I would ask y'all which sound I should pick, but holy crap. Matter of fact, warm stacks. You can also select the presets over here on this screen if you don't have it popped up, by the way. So piano. Let's go back into piano. Let's select something too. I'm good with that. So moving on forward here, what is the next thing we're gonna do? So I kind of like everything, but it's kind of important to learn this right here. And this is one of my favorite things is track muting. So with track muting, you can control like different tracks with mutes. You can also record them in as well. But before we even get to that, I need to show you this feature. So what I'm gonna do is this right here and go back into the sequence. So what I'm gonna do, go to edit, sequence from the hamburger menu, and we're gonna choose copy sequence. We're gonna copy a sequence over to the unused track number 2. We're gonna name it full beat. This is an easy way to lay out your beats right here. Full track, boom. Do it. Do it, there we go. And you should see at the top left of the screen right here, it says full track. All right. Now, the next thing I want to do, since it's a full track and I want to use track mutes, I am going to double the length. I'm going to double the length until I get 64 bars of stuff. So let's go into the hamburger menu, edit, sequence, double length. And then we're going to continue this process. It is painful, I know. I know firsthand because I'm doing it. 16. 2 more times, I believe. Double lift. 32. And now let's one more time for the money. Boom. And now we have 64.
No. We'll do it live. Fuck it.
And now we have 64 bars. Oh my God. It's one of those days, guys. But anyways, we got that. And the next thing we want to do is establish going into a track muse. Sorry, I'm scratching my head. I'm trying not to fart. But anyways, so how do we get into the track muse? Well, I don't see any button on here. It doesn't mean that it is not possible. And, you know, if that happens, I will correct myself per you guys. But if you go to the top left side of the screen, you'll go to this right here, which is track muse, or Control+6 as it says. Now, when I play the track, I can mute different parts of it. All right, so what is the relevance of what I'm trying to do here in this process? Well, what I want to do is, what the hell? I'm looking at the chat. Oh, shift and pad mute button on the bottom left, Av? What? What? I don't see that. Bottom left. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
So doing it on the MPC software, you would do this right here at the top left side of the screen. You would select this right here, track mute. But on here, I'm just going to go back to home. If you want to do it on the MPC, on the MPC Studio, if you want to do it, you would just press Shift and pad mute. Now we're back into track mute. Yeah, I'm fully aware of how ugly that looks on the screen. Yuck. I'm probably gonna have to shoot the other videos in the living room because that grain is getting on my nerves. But anyways, now that we established that, and thank you so much for the tip, we can go into like laying out a full track. So the thing that you need to do is pretty simple. Since you already doubled your bars to 64 bars, we're going to do overdub and play start. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and establish what part I want playing. And then I'll probably do something like that. Okay. That would probably be my intro and all that. All right, so let's go. So overdub, play start. It might be a metronome count in there. Who knows? Actually, I want to do that again. I don't like that. I don't like that shit. All right, let's do that again. Let's go back in here. Overdub. And we're gonna record this in. play back all the way through. And that's basically it right there. You have laid out your first beat using the track mute style. Like you can, there's a different way, of course, and it's a little bit more time consuming. However, it is effective, and that will be laying it out in song mode. So what we're gonna do is this right here. Can you go over automations with the touch strip? And I can't see the automate effects with the master mix. Yeah, we could do that. I'd rather touch on it in another video, but you know, I'll do that. I'll stop recording after a second here. But anyway, so the next thing we want to do is this. So we have a full track, you know, just in case you want to do it that way, test out your track mutes and whatnot. And now we still have this sequence right here, which is sequence number 1. Which is everything. So you see the tracks down here because we're in track mute mode, and I can mute drums and stuff like that. So let's say I want let's go ahead and do this right here. So just like the other process, I'm gonna go right into the hamburger menu at the top left side of the screen. I will go to sequence. So let's go to sequence, and then we're gonna choose copy sequence. And we're going to copy it into unused number 3. And we're going to name this one intro. We're going to work on an intro first. All right. As a safety precaution, you can turn this off. Also, if you need to, you can double the length of that particular sequence and then, you know, do whatever you want. But what I'm going to do here is this. I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, matter of fact, let's go ahead and double that. And we'll just give it a listen just to see if it's okay. Boom. Double length, and we'll listen to the sequence number 3 or the intro. So I'm not going to listen to it all the way through, but what I'm going to do is this right here. I'm going to record track mutes. So again, prep it up to the way you want to hear it. And just like how we did a full beat track mute type layout, we're going to do that per sequence so that we have something unique per every sequence. So, all right, let's overdub. And play start. All right, so I have that. It's recorded in. You can see the track mutes on the screen. What the hell? I'm an idiot. Let's do that one more time because I'm recording. And I want to just record this shit and have it out. So I can undo it. If you mess up or at any time, you can undo it and let's play it back. You can see on the screen that there's no track mutes there. So what I'm going to do is repeat the process with the studio on. So overdub, play start. And turn off overdub. I almost messed up. I'm still thinking I'm doing a whole entire track mute stuff. What the hell is that on? Okay. All right. So, you know, we got that recorded in. Everything's fine. We're going to move on. So let's go back to sequence number 1 and rinse and repeat the process we did before. And the process, hamburger menu, edit, sequence, and copy sequence. This is in preparation of song mode. We have unused number 4 that's highlighted. Over there it says copy contents of sequence. So we want to copy the contents of sequence 1 over to the unused sequence. So I will call this verse. This next one verse. We're just going to keep it simple. Do it. All right. And now we have a verse. So from here, I can just go ahead and keep it on 4 bar. No, I will do a double length. So go in the hamburger menu, double length. And now the length is doubled. We can start to do some fun things. Fun to be had, right? The next thing we're going to do is determine what we want in our verse. All right, so that's what we want. What we're going to do is record that in. So overdub again, play start. And everything is recorded in. Make sure that you turn overdub off and don't press any of the pads, otherwise you're gonna mess stuff up, obviously. So now that we have that verse, let's go ahead and let's go back to sequence 1, and then we're gonna repeat the process again. All right, so copy sequence, you know, yada, yada, yada. We'll call this verse 2 or whatever you want to call it. Verse 2. And then hit do it. So we hit do it on here. And all right, then some, man. Appreciate you coming by, brother. Again, congratulations on your 10K subs. Dope shit. Keep at it. Keep grinding, my guy. So now we have verse 2. We know we want to bring in some key parts of that. So something like that. We're cool with that. So let's go ahead and record that in. So this is the one part with the bass in it. I messed up. So if you mess up, just hit undo anywhere. You can do Control Z or just hit the undo button on your studio. What I messed up is this. Thank you for the subs. All right, so let's go into here. And we need to double that length because that was too short. All right, overdub. I like that. Cool. Everything is good. I just hit stop and it turned overdub off. And now we're going to rinse and repeat that again for what? The hook. We need a hook. Where the hook at? Let's see. All right. So let's go ahead and rinse and repeat the process as we know. This is not the funnest of things to do, but hey, it is what it is. We're going to double the length of this. Okay, let's double the length. Or actually, no. Oops, what am I doing? All right, so let's go in here. I want to double length of that sequence. That's my safety sequence. Let's go in the hamburger menu, edit, sequence, copy sequence. We're going to build a hook. Copy sequence. Name this hook. Sequence number 6 will be hook. Come on, bruh. You're doing the most. And for what? All right, do it. We good to go. Now we're in the hook sequence. I'm gonna go back into the menu here and then we're gonna double the length. Double the length. Now I know for the most part I wanted it to sound like this at first. Or something like that. So I'm gonna try it. And if I fuck up, cool, I'll just do it again. We'll do it live, fuck it. So I want that to be calm and cool, collective, and then hit me with that bass again. All right, overdub, play start. All right, so we have something. That's the hook. God damn it. God damn it, man. That's good. That's good for now. Yes. Now we can start with the arrangement process. So what we need to do to get into song mode, there's 2 ways to get into song mode. But I'm just going to show you on the screen because I want people to understand how to get to it in the software. You know, ooh, did I do something? Undo. All right. So let's get to song mode. You need to go over here to the drop down menu. And then we're going to select the word song, which brings us into song mode. Now, the easy way to do it, there's 2 different ways to do this. Now, the easy way to do it from your MPC Studio is by, I believe, hitting the record button and selecting the sequences as they appear on the screen. So I know I have a intro. So intro is pad 3. And I know that's how I want it to drop. Then I will add the verse. Then I would add verse 2, I believe. Boom. So verse 2. And then I will add the hook. And then rinse and repeat the process of the verse. The verse is pad 4 right over here. And then the next one, again, verse 2, and then hook. And I guess I could just take it out with the intro. I know this is very simple, but where the hell is the intro? Boop, right there. All right. So now that's done, I can listen to it back and, you know, determine if I want to use it this way or do it that way. But you hit play start and it'll play the whole entire sequence again, from the song mode. Whew. Some good shit, man. All right. So now that we have established that, there might be some things that you might want to tighten up, like the mix or whatnot. Well, you can do that. And I don't think it will hurt. I could be wrong. I think it does when you do it in song mode, but you can just go ahead and pull up the channel mixer and... So to mix anything, you know, you can go over here and adjust all of the stuff in the program itself. So that is one way of just doing that. If you want to mix anything down. So we have what? Should be 5 tracks, but whatever. Or you can go into your home screen and make adjustments to, why am I on the audio track? So stupid. There we go. All right. Shut up. All right, so we can go over here and go into the home screen, and you can just do all your mixing here. Matter of fact, let's see if it's retroactive to the track. If I change something in sequence 3, will it hold to sequence 1? So let's turn, no. Actually, the pad is a little too much, in my opinion. And I didn't name that track, so I need to name that pad. I know pads in here. All right, so let's go to sequence 1. And if you change anything in any of your other sequences in terms of like your mix right over here, it will stay the same. So that's just the simple way of mixing. One thing I want to do is just add a little bit of lo-fi to give this track some characteristic of some sort. So I need to go into harmonics. I believe it's under here. Yeah, air lo-fi. Select that. And boom, we have air lo-fi. And you can click on it and bring it up here. So I need some minor stuff done to this track. So I'm going to go ahead and lower the bit depth to about 12 bit, if it'll allow me to, something close to it. And then I will lower the sample rate. Let's hear it in real time. gonna lower it extremely low, like the sample rate here. And what I do is I just lower the mix, and I'll just put it on 0 and then add it. So I like it at 28, and then I'm gonna move on to distortion. Clipping, I just use this slightly. So when I'm doing some mixing or whatnot, I just like to add a little bit of clipping to the track naturally, where it won't clip and sound awful, or it shouldn't. But if you add too much clipping, it will sound very bad. So the best middle ground, in my opinion, let me raise the sample rate a little bit more. I was being a little bit too ambitious, and then I'll add the mix, a little bit more of the mix. Matter of fact, let's go all the way back up to like 30 something. I want y'all to hear the clip. So adding a little bit of clip will really add some character to this beat. And now let's go rectify. And that basically will give a little bit more noise to sounds that sound too clinically computer, like laptop clean, and give it that more old school vintage sampler type vibe. There's also noise mix too. And if you notice, like within my examples, I just do everything subtly, like some subtle clip, subtle rectify, and so forth. You don't have to do that. You can do whatever the hell you want. Explore with your stuff. There is another clip or another tab that has like some more options, and this is actually pretty dope. All right, so you see sample rate LFO. So you can have sine wave, you can have, what else? What else? Come on, man. There we go. Sine wave, triangle, saw, square, Morse code. Matter of fact, let's go with Morse. I want to hear that. All right, I like that a little bit. And let's mess with the sample rate envelope. All right, so yeah, that's pretty much, lo-fi. That's the only thing I really do. I will be doing the mastering process of this if I don't forget anything. So then I open it up for Q&A. All right, so now that we have that, if we want to go ahead and master it or something like that, I will just lower the output volume to about like -6 dB, something safe like that. Stay safe. And now let's talk about saving the track. So saving the track, you can either do Control S to save, or you can go up here to the hamburger menu and save project, which gives you the same shortcut. I'm gonna title this House Tendo. And what would be the name I want? I don't know. Thursday, because I'm thirsty as a motherfucker. Thirsty Thursday. Oh yeah, today is St. Patrick's Day, huh? Shout out to all my Irish folk out here. You already know what's gonna go down. I gotta keep it professional. Boothang, get ready. We about to have a hell of a Thursday. Yo. Anyways, back to it. Saving the name here. And it will be House Tendo Thirsty Thursday. And save it. Boom. Everything's good to go. Peace, DJ Tab. All right, from here, Thirsty Thursday. We're going to go over here. And so, all right, I'm going to try it again. So what if you want to export the track? We've done everything as far as prepping it up for the mastering process. And you don't necessarily need to master it, your beats in here or whatever you want to do. You can do however you want. But go to File, Export, and we want to do an audio mixdown. So from audio mixdown, this is what you can see right here. You see start bar, end bar is 1 and 4. Be careful of that. That means I need to go back into song mode. So let's go over here to song mode. Go and select song. And then go back into here. So make sure that you're in song mode when you want to export your track. And then go into File, Export. And I as audio mixdown. And then you'll see start bar 1, end bar 64. And then you'll see audio tail, which means that, you know, if you want to do a perfect loop or whatever, you might want to have the audio tail at 0 so it doesn't have any extra tail. But if you want audio tail, you can put it at 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. You can do separate programs. You can do different stereo outputs. You can do sub mixes, whatever else you want to do. It's up to you. You have these different file formats. You have WAV, shout out to Indy Mac, and AIFF, MP3, FLAC, OGG. And you can change the bit. Motherfucker.
No. We'll do it live! Fuck it!
You can change the bit depth. And you see all the different bit depths. Then you can change the sample rate. I'll keep everything the same. I'll keep it up as a WAV file for right now. Export. I'm going to choose my desktop this time. So let's go up here to desktop for the drop down menu. Desktop, boom. And you can actually put it in a folder if you want to put your beats on a folder or whatnot. You can do that. So I recommend it. Maybe not on the desktop, probably in your music folder. Save. And it's going to go through the process. Yeah. L'Enigma, you a fool.
Oh, hell no!
Anyways, so the track is exported. Let's go to the desktop here and let's check it out. So we have all these crazy files. My desktop is crazy, and I updated to Windows 11. Let's hear that. Yes, it's supposed to be low like this for a reason. And if I want to master something, you can either do, Lander or Isotope Ozone. T-Rack, I'll check that out as well. I have Ozone 9 right now. It's the quickest, easiest, cool thing. We're not going to go into the whole AI discussion if AI can mix a track or master a track better than a human being. But if you want to know my controversial answer, yes, absolutely. So we pulled up Isotope Ozone. We want to master this, so we're going to do import audio file. We're on the desktop already. Windows 11 does look amazing. We're going to choose House Tendo Thirsty Thursdays, and we're going to go to the busiest part of the track that has the most information, which would be the hook. Actually, I like that part. All right, so we have that. We're going to do Master Assistant, which is going to give me a little simple things to do, like enter the data I want to enter in. I could do vintage, modern. Let's go vintage. Let's hear what vintage sounds like. Oh, God. Take the wheel. Loudness to EQ. You could do manual or reference, and I believe load reference track. Yeah, but I ain't going to do that. But I'm gonna do streaming instead of CD because who in the hell listens to CDs? So next, and it'll tell me to play the audio. All right, so everything is there. Did I know it might have the audio might have spiked or something like that, but you know that's fine. But anyways, the end result is this right here within I was about to call this OBS within Ozone 9. You have all this stuff from EQ, vintage EQ, and I like that too. It sounds pretty good. They didn't do any vintage compression, but they did a vintage limiter. You know, and you get to see all the tools that it picked out for you, just in case you want to make any more adjustments. I'm cool with it from what I heard, but I gotta hear it from right here again. And I do have the volume down. All right, so let's hear it with all the stuff that was requested, or let's hear it with all the stuff that was suggested through the AI, through machine learning. And now let's hear it without it. I'm going to bypass it, so I'm going to let you see that I bypassed it. Now I'm going to do it, I'm going to play it with the stuff, with the mastering chain, by the way. Yeah, it's the advanced version, but if you get the standard version of Isotope Ozone 9, you'd be good to go. But I recommend if you have the extra dough to spend it. You know, I ain't gonna even hold you on that. You already know they hold the best options. You know what I'm saying? God. But anywho, what I'm gonna do here is just bypass and add the effects. So it's gonna start off bypassed. So I'm done with that. You know, I'm just going to go ahead and export the file. So let's go ahead and export the audio files. From here, it'll say current track, you know, all the other stuff. If you want to go ahead and do an MP3, and it will add a little bit more compression to it. So I don't want to hit prevent clipping. I'm cool with that. Actually, you know what? Let's do it. Ugh, normalizer limiter. Oh boy, that might be a little bit too much. I'm just gonna rename the track. Oh well, name the track in here. Thursday. You want to add in the metadata, the metadata, the metadata. All right, let's go. Add that in there. And then you can select the genre. You know, it's electronic, so boom, you can select dance. Add the year in there. No track, of course. Okay. Thank you so much for the congrats. And it's going through its process. I got 1,200 worth of ozone for 50. But I want ozone 9 advanced. Yeah, advanced, it has a whole bunch going for it. There's a lot more. I don't even, did I do a video on it? But there's one thing I didn't cover, but I don't think it really made it to the final version. Like, It used to have the ability to pull up VST plugins. So I don't know what's up with that. But it should sound all right. I heard it in mono. Yeah, it's all right. And you can save it if you want to. I'm not gonna save it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that. No matter if I'll save it, because it should be acting dumb. Project file name, Thursday. And that's how it'll be spelled. All right. I gotta find the file, so I'll do that real quick. Do that. These are the sounds of Wagga playing in the background. That reminds me, I do need to set that stuff up. I got all of the stuff ready, good to go. Let's see. Oh, okay. Oh, did it? Why would it put it in documents though? Whatever. Moving this to desktop. And we are good to go, guys. All right, let's see. So we had, no, that's the other beat from yesterday. So this is what? I'll get to two versions there. Come on, Windows 11, give me the information. The WAV file, and this is the MP3 file. So we're gonna hear how these two sound like. So I'm gonna play the original file that came from the MPC software. But mind you, I turned it down 6 dB. So it should sound a little better coming from this side. It's not gonna be as loud though. All right, so that's that. And now this is the one I just did inside of Ozone. Well, I like how they rounded out stuff in Windows 11. Like Windows 11, it looks a little better. You could tell that they're trying to be like Apple. Might as well, right? You adjust to your competition is what they say, right? Woo! My wife on 11. I'm still using 10. Like Adobe for sure. 11 doesn't like Adobe. What? I'm lost. I'll let y'all have that conversation. I'm lost. But anyways, let's get back to it. And that's basically about it. If you like that, man, we're at 2 hours. 2 hours, after explaining all that shit for a beginner's guide. That's good. And mind you, the beginner guide is gonna be like 21 minutes at best, because it's gonna get rid of all the talking and stuttering and all that. So I successfully recorded a video and streamed live. So if y'all have any questions or anything, let me know. I greatly appreciate anybody that has questions about the studio. But my overall opinion, at least, it's pretty good. There are some things that I haven't gotten into. I didn't get into the touch strip. The touch strip in itself, it's not like it's a mystery or anything like that. It's just like, dude, it's like, yeah, it's a good idea in my opinion. And as somebody that is coming from using the MPC Live XR1, it's different. I will say personally, I don't necessarily like it, but I like the idea of it. But if you're somebody that's, you just want this right here, and you just want to use it for, you know, in your entry level user or whatever, it's pretty, you wouldn't notice the difference. You wouldn't notice the difference. App, how did you get your buttons to flash on the studio? The buttons are only flashing. If you ask that question one more time, Jax, I'm just gonna consider it trolling. I'm gonna put you in timeout. But just straight up, because I don't answer it. I don't know how many times. I think you're just trying to be funny, and what it's gonna be is you being removed. We ain't playing that shit no more, man. Any other questions? Hey, Av, is there a way to crossfade loops made in the looper so I can get rid of the clicks? Well, theoretically, if you're playing stuff through the looper, you can start the looper and record whatever in it, and it shouldn't have a pop. It should be at 0. But the answer to that, long story short, is yes. I would go to sample edit mode, pull up the sample that you recorded in the looper, and then just go to the ADSR and give it a little less decay. If you understand what I'm saying, go into the ADSR from the program edit. I have a video on it. I just talked about what was it? 808s, and I show you how to do that in the key groups. Thank you so much, I9 Bash. No, the lights are only flashing on this right here, on the MPC Studio. I bet I said Machine Studio. That'd be funny. But yeah, they're only flashing like this because of the exposure. Like if I was to change the exposure, it would stop flashing. I just don't like how it looks like when you change the exposure. That's the Azio. You see what I'm saying? See, I have it on this now and it looks tragic. It's taking brown, it's making my brown skin more priority than the brown in the box. That's funny. You can see it change. That's cool. But yeah, that's why it looks like that. But yeah, other than that though, like it's pretty, you know, it's a pretty decent piece. You know, if you really want to use this shit, it's pretty good. I don't have a problem with it because I don't want to bring my MPC Live 2 or MPC ONE everywhere unless I'm using the Live 2 to do something like record a video on my iPhone or something like that. And that setup I'll talk about soon. Thank you so much, 2 Major. My pleasure, Mr. Prior Brain. I'm glad you could sit through it. Yeah, I will have timestamps anyway, so you know. Another reason why you use your cell phone camera. Yeah, I've done that in the past. Like I show you some cell phone camera footage that I shot on my MPC for my MPC videos on YouTube. On my MPC. God damn, that smoke was too good, bro. Word. I almost did something real crazy. 436. Yeah. There are some other things, of course, that There's some other things about the studio that I haven't covered, of course, the touch strip, but man, I gotta just remember that shit. Ozone Standard is on sale for $80 right now. Damn! I think when I got my first version of Ozone, what was it, Ozone 6 or Ozone 7? I paid $80 for it. And I got the standard version, that was cool. Now I got the advanced version of 9, I'm like, bruh. I would love to, I'm gonna try some shit out. I'm gonna do a lot of trying some stuff out, man. I got a lot of stuff I'm gonna put on my Spotify. So it's gonna be dope. Whoa. Thank you for the donation, DJ Rap. That was wild. Let's see here. But as far as shooting footage, let's see.
I'm broke, nigga, I'm broke!
Thank you so much for this. My wife going to kill me, but I will make it worth her while. Just giving support.
Thank you so much, man. I greatly appreciate it. Hey. Let's see. What I shoot? Like I shot this with my my iPhone 12. Oh no, not my 12, but an iPhone 13 Pro Max. Right here, this video. That I'm logged in already, but you might need to log in. So go ahead and log in if you don't have it. Like all this right here is and it looks okay-ish, but I'm using the MacBook Air M1. Of course that doesn't have the bandwidth to get like crispy 1080p. Not to mention this is a zoom shot, which breaks up the video quality some more. Yeah. But yeah, all of this right here is basically the iPhone tethered to the MacBook Air M1, and I'm using Epoch Cam as a app that allows me to record and use it in OBS. That's my main camera. That is the studio camera, which is the Canon M50. This right here, this shot right here, and the shot right now. So the first thing you need to do, and when you shoot like that, instead of like having like when you really focus, you get a lot of those breaks. But on top of that, just the fact that the MacBook Air M1 isn't as capable as this laptop right here, which has the, this is the Lenovo Legion Wi-Fi 40. It's like, well, fuck the name. The specs is a Core i7. It's a 9th generation i7. So it's pretty decent. It's pretty decent. It's a 2-year-old laptop, and then it's backed up with a GTX 1660 Ti, which is the GPU, and it has like 6 gigs of RAM on that. I have 16 on my laptop altogether, and I know people will say, "Oh man, you should have 32, dude," and it would make sense. It would make everything a little easier when editing videos. Because Lord, how mercy, when I use Vegas, like what was it, Magic Vegas Studio, the edit, it does, like it has times where it just acts like a complete ass and just crashes, and that's annoying. But I just power through it, because what I used before that was Pinnacle Studio, and that was absolute garbage. Like the exporting process, everything we find in Mcree, and then after you combine the video or whatnot, or make it into an MP4 file or whatever, yeah, it looks like complete trash. But honestly, my better experience as far as video editing would be the MacBook Air M1, and I got the base model of that. Once I move on to like the MacBook Pro 14-inch, like maybe the Pro version, I might get the Max version, because I'm used to the 17-inch screen, and it's kind of going to be hard to go back to something smaller than that. Holy shit. But yeah, oh God, I can't wait. I cannot wait. So, but yeah, you said use Dissolve. Yeah, I've used it. I use DaVinci Dissolve and, you know, I'm thinking about getting an Adobe subscription. It's just too many tools that they have. But as far as like video quality, let's see. Like that's the iPhone. I think there's a better video for an example with the iPhone. I think it would be this one because I ain't do too much. Which is a D sharp minor. See, this is it. See, there's no breakup in this one like it was in that other video. I don't even know what caused that, but it might be the fact that the what's his face? I'm talking against myself. I think it might be. I think it might be the fact that the what's this called? What is it called? The Novation Circuit Rhythm is a bit smaller than this right here, but you can tell right here it doesn't look as bad. And this is all iPhone footage right here. Recorded within OBS, you know, and I love this setup right here. I didn't want to dismantle it, but I might get it out the way so I can have my living room back after I do like a few videos. I got like a ton of videos to do, but yeah, that is good. I remember the struggle with what camera was it? The studio camera used to be horrible. And it was, I don't know what it was. See, this used to be horrible. But that's good. That's good. This was, I shoot these scenes with at that time, it was a Logitech C922 or something like that, or the Logitech C930. And you know, it didn't look that bad, but you had to do a lot of adjustments. You know, you can't see like the writing on here. And then if I go into something with a lot of white, it blows out the letters and stuff like that. And shooting with the MPC Live 2 MPC Live 2 Retro, my bad. Let me go ahead and just really clarify it. It's easier because it doesn't have so much darkness to it like the original MPC Live 2 retros and stuff like. I mean, the Live 2. But yeah, this is that was. But let's see here. I know there's one where it's just like completely awful. Yeah, see, that one was a little bit more awful. You gotta do a lot of adjustments, and then the camera wasn't aligned right. And this one actually looks good. The reason why this video looks so good versus like the other one shot with the iPhone. Let's see here. Well, not in 480p. There we go. I think it was trying to save my bandwidth. This looks very good. But I shot this video using Final Cut. Like I did all this stuff in OBS, of course. I had my iPhone tethered to my MacBook Air M1, and it looks good like that. But yeah, like there's a huge difference with using Final Cut. Like Final Cut and its encoders, it does a better job at not pixelating. I think I have a close shot. Look at that shit. Look how crispy that is. Let's actually blow that up. Look out, man, that's ridiculous. I remember seeing this at my girlfriend's house on her TV. And I was like, damn, I'm getting there. Because that type of presentation is what companies want if you're trying to go that route. Or just not even what companies want, but your audience is getting used to that. Like audiences is getting used to that, you know, which makes growing slower. You know, when you're competing, like me competing against Ricky Tinez, like Ricky Tinez visuals in his video are second to none. Like it's a whole motherfucking movie, bro. So, but yeah, the iPhone kind of helped me. The iPhone 12 Pro Max or the iPhone 13 Pro Max. I think you might as well just get the 13 Pro Max, and it does its job, bruh. Are you kidding me? Love you too, fam. Peace out, Arlo. Thank you so much, Elbow Media Studios. But yeah, Final Cut is that shiznit, bro. Like, and don't get it twisted. I think Sony Vegas, well, not Sony Vegas, now it's Magic Vegas Studios. And I think it's a good software for anybody that's on Windows, of course, because it's not on Mac or Apple computers. But Final Cut is cheaper. I think when you do quick crops and stuff like that, and you want to do quick zooms, I kind of like the workflow, or automation altogether. I kind of like the workflow of Sony over, I mean, not Sony, but Magic Vegas Studio, whatever the hell it's called. But it's not too difficult to do it in Final Cut, and then you get better quality product. You know, I had a couple of errors. You know, the camera wasn't aligned, but yeah, you can see it was just, you know, I use my iPad as a second screen. You know, when I do stuff like mobile, yeah, I use my iPad as a second screen. You know, all that stuff. But anyways, yeah, that video is like a good example. Like let's go back to this shit. This shit right here. Oh my God, I think I had a booger in my nose or some shit. Let's see. This camera right here. This was on my old laptop too, of my very old laptop, and it was able to keep up with the data packets. Like the audio wasn't too out of sync. But then I recorded this in OBS, and I used. It's funny I have my face like that, but I recorded this using the Panasonic G85, a graphics card. What was it? A graphics card? What is it? Aver Game Media gaming capture card. And had the Panasonic plug up to that. That setup was insane. But it looks very good, you know, for a talking head shot. But then it goes into this Logitech, and I think, yeah, I had the Logitech Brio for this time, which is sharp. It looks pretty decent, good enough. You know, it didn't. You know, my room be dark. Like the lighting now is better than it was before. Like I approved that. That's important to, like, if you want to, you know, everybody now when you do YouTube, everybody's competing. Even the weird, the mofos that shouldn't be doing like YouTube have decent lighting at best. So yeah, man. Then there's this shot right here. This camera. No, I'm just gonna go to hit the back button. Hang on. Let's see. Which one? Live beat stream, living room, where I nailed everything right. And I like the Panasonic cameras, and setting it to manual isn't the answer. For some reason, even afterwards, you're gonna have to pull focus. Like it just won't stay in focus, and I don't like that about the Panasonic cameras. But yeah, the setup in the living room now is a whole bunch more complex. That's not gonna work. This one, maybe this one. Okay, so this is the setup now. So this setup at the crib now is like two Panasonics. I got a G7 for this shot right here, and you can tell it's terribly out of focus because the autofocus on Panasonic cameras is just not good. Well, I think it's the GX85 in like outside of the United States, but I use it's the G85 in the United States. It's a good camera. I love it for photography because it just, oh my God, bruh, digital photography, man, Micro Four Thirds is not to be slept on, to be real. Videos, pretty damn good too, but the autofocus on the Micro Four Thirds lenses, on the Micro Four Thirds sensor is just like, what? It's not, well, it's like, it's contrast autofocus and not phase detection autofocus. And that's a pain in the ass. But yeah, this is the living room setup right here. That right there is honestly the MacBook Air M1. That's the camera on the top. It looks pretty good from that shot. Of course, it has decent lighting. So, you know, the better your lighting, you can kind of deal with certain web cameras. And where is it? Chat break. Was I just running my damn fat lips? Yeah, see, this is an interesting shot. The sun started coming out. There's nothing I can help. But at the beginning of it, I believe it was out of focus. Somewhere around in here. And it just caught focus. Like, it was focused more on my face. And that's kind of a pain in the ass, man. Like, I really hate that about stuff. But yeah, these shots aren't bad though. But there's a whole lot that I'm doing to make this MacBook Air M1 be practical for this setup. For one, it's just not the MacBook Air M1 carrying the Panasonic setup, the two Micro Four Thirds cameras. It's also this right here, which is the Atom Mini Pro. And they have a new version of the Atom Mini. And what that does is it allows you to take some of the GPU power, it will encode the video for it so it can make it crispy, per se. Let's keep it like that. But yeah, and it allows you to, you know, hook up like 4 HDMI things so you can run it on your stream or whatever. A lot of people are getting into it. It's also a scene switcher too. By the way, you can, if you have like, you can switch scenes and stuff like that, but in its current state right now, it's flipped. But yeah, look at it. And you can see the noticeable frame drops in this shot right here. And that's because the MacBook Air 1 does not do a good job of multitasking. And it shouldn't, because it's the base model. It only has like what? I think it said like 7 gigs of RAM or some dumb shit. It might be 7 core. The CPU is like 7 cores instead of like 8 cores. I don't know. I can't really remember. I'll get it together for the review again. But yeah, it's just not great for something like this. Not without using something like that, which is the Atom Mini Pro, because the Atom Mini Pro just does all the video encoding and gives it takes some of that load off of the MacBook Air M1 or any other laptop for that matter. Yeah, the frame drops, and it's because I had like Google Chrome open. Google Chrome is a CPU intensive browser, but I think I got it together right around here. Oh, I turned it. I know I turned it off. So it could be smooth. It could be smooth, but yeah. I think the shots got better as I got finished. See, there's less lighting in here. I'm out of focus though. Yeah, but I'm out of focus. But that's what happens when you deal with Panasonic cameras. Yeah, I bet my laptop. Well, you can, if you hear like this little aliasing at the end of my voice. The real reason why you can't hear it all is my fans on my laptop right now. They're going crazy, but I can still run this live stream the way I want to, and that's the dopest thing about, you know, having this type of setup. You know, the MacBook Air M1 will have its special use. Those cute little speakers. Yeah, don't get it twisted now. AKAI Multimedia makes some cute little speakers called Thank you for the sub. Disable hardware acceleration helps. That's dope. That's dope. That's a good tip. Appreciate that. Yeah, but yeah, it's, you know, running these type of streams, it has its advantages when I'm in here. In the living room, it's a little, you know, I know I have limitations. So I would do the MPC Studio presentation in the living room, to be honest. I think that's better than doing it in here, but you know, it's done. You didn't get it. I thought you did get it last time. Somebody else said they got theirs. Yeah, some people got theirs. I don't know. It's just set it as back order. It happens. But yeah, the iRigs, I highly recommend that shit from AKAI Multimedia. That's why I did that video. I was like, man, you know what? AKAI Multimedia never really gets love from content creators. And it's because they don't have an affiliate program. I promise you, that's the real reason why people don't talk about it on YouTube. Everybody is like freaking money hungry for your attention. And I don't mind it. I mean, I partake in that, but you know, if it don't have an affiliate link, I don't give a shit. Like, dude, know about it, love it. Tell me how you loved it in the comment section. You know, let's start a discussion. I don't really give a shit. But yeah, them iRigs are small as fuck, and the ones that are a step above that, those are the ones I really want in here. And because they carry sound a whole lot better for this room. And these little 5-inch woofers or whatever, they're meant for a room like this, but the clarity, sometimes I would not rely on this. Pressing my reverb seller for months. Your reverb seller? Oh, so you got it from Reverb. Oh. Damn, that's crazy. But yeah, man. Levels to this shit, B. But anyways, I ain't gonna hold y'all up, man. It's a pretty good stream. It's 4:56 on the East Coast. I'm thinking about doing the beat review stream a little later on this Sunday. I don't feel like taking a break now. I don't know. I just don't want to take a break right now. I'm not depressed, but yeah, I probably might do it at 7. I will let y'all know in the community tab. So, you know, if you go to my community tab right now, you can find out all the information or whatever. And yeah, and the members, y'all have y'all special stuff, you know, that I'm gonna post in there so that people know what the real is. I don't want people to think that you know, I'm just doing memberships to just be doing it. But yeah. Well, what else? What else? I'm trying to think. I know there's some other things. No, that's about it. That's about it, man. Appreciate y'all. God bless. It's 2 hours and 34 minutes in. And thank y'all so much, man. I greatly appreciate y'all. We did it. And that's amazing. That is an amazing feat. 15 years, and it took me to get to 100K. And man, it felt like it, but you know, I'm gonna treat this 100K subs like I just started off with 0 subs, for sure, and try to improve each and every day. Thank y'all so much, and y'all have a good evening. Don't drink too much. Happy St. Patrick's Day.